The following is an exclusive presentation of the Alabama High School Athletic Association and the AHSAA Radio Network.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Inside the AHSAA. I'm your host, Luke Robinson. Thank you so much for being with us. We do appreciate that. Always enjoy your listening and hope you enjoy the program. We try to bring unique and different guests each and every week to talk about all things going on within the AHSAA. Listen, this week it doesn't get any better for high school football anywhere in the country, if you ask me. I think high school football in the state of Alabama is the best there is in terms of passion, in terms of players they put into college per capita. The overall feel for playoff football in the AHSAA, I would rival it against anybody. California, Texas, Florida, Georgia, whatever you want to do, I would take high school football in Alabama. I know I'm a little biased, but I certainly would take it. It's so much fun each and every year. So many fantastic matchups, and we're going to talk about some of those tonight. We're going to talk to Mr. Brent Jones from WFFN. He's going to be on to discuss the Wetumpka versus Hillcrest-Tuscaloosa ball game. That one's going to be a lot of fun. That Wetumpka team averages like 43 points a game. Hillcrest-Tuscaloosa, though, after dropping their first two contests of the year, they have come on strong. They've got one other loss mixed in there, but that was to 7A Thompson, who has been one of the big powerhouses in 7A until losing to Hoover last week. Then we're going to talk to Ben Thomas from AL.com. He's going to be on with us to talk about UMS-Wright taking on Andalusia. That is another big game. It's a rematch from earlier this year that went into overtime, so you can probably expect another classic. So stay tuned with us on Inside the AHSAA for all that and more. We'll be back in just a second.
What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
No, wrong! Bring it in, guys! Take a knee! Let's go over this again. Who starts off with a real Coke taste? Coca-Cola! And then Coca-Cola pitches the real Coke taste to who? Coca-Cola! How is Coca-Cola going to give a real Coke taste to itself? Take a lap, genius! Coca-Cola takes a snap and then pitches the real Coke taste to Coke Zero running up on the right. You got it? Yeah! At that point, we fake punt the real Coke taste. Who fakes the punt?
Coke Zero!
Take a lap! Coke Zero! Real Coke taste!
0 calories!
Hunter Price is Coosa County's Alpha Insurance agent and has the knowledge to help you with all your auto, home, and life insurance needs. With Hunter and Alpha Insurance, you have a team of professionals to access your needs, save money, and give you the personal one-on-one service in your time of need. Visit our main branch in downtown Rockford or call us at 256-377-4955 for all your insurance needs.
Call Alpha. We are Russell Medical, and this is our corner of the world, where families discover nurses and doctors as excellent as any in the state, and the embrace of world-class care is as close to home as a trip to the grocery store, where the continuity of care isn't lost in exhausting miles of road, but just down the street. We are Russell Medical, and this is our corner of the world.
Welcome back into Inside the AHSAA. I'm your host, Luke Robinson. I want to welcome in now Mr. Ben Thomas from AL.com. Ben, how are you today?
Man, I'm doing great. Hope you're doing well.
Certainly, certainly, and appreciate your being on with us. Hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving and look forward to the upcoming holiday season. But, you know, right now, the season that it is playoff season, and we're right in the thick of it here in the semifinals for most of the classifications. Of course, the 7A finals are set, but you're going to be really focusing on this Andalusia UMS-Wright game coming up.
Yeah, I mean, that's the game I'm going to be covering. We have one team from coastal Alabama, which is the region I cover already in. McGill-Tulane will play in the 7A championship against Hoover next Wednesday. And then St. Paul's is headed to Demopolis in 5A. But I'm going over to Andalusia for number 5 UMS-Wright taking on number 1 Andalusia. It's a rematch. Andalusia won earlier in the season back in September 27-21 in overtime. Two region foes, two teams that are really familiar with each other. It should be a great game and a great environment there on Friday night.
You know, Andalusia, they start out with a loss, and then they blow through the competition. They give up 56 points in game 1, haven't given up more than 28 since then, and they've had a pretty easy time in the playoffs. Are they hitting their stride at the right time?
Yeah, I think so. You know, their quarterback, they have a senior quarterback named Ethan Wilson who's completed about 68% of his passes for almost 2,200 yards and 27 touchdowns, and he also runs. He's, run for 687 yards and 12 touchdowns. So, I mean, you know, for UMS to win this game, they've got to somehow control him. They got to know where he is. I mean, it's easy to say that you got to stop the quarterback on any team, but this team particularly runs, you know, as their quarterback goes. So if UMS can kind of limit him, then they should be in the game and maybe have a chance to win at the end.
Of course, these two teams played earlier in the year. It was an overtime game, and I believe it was the first time Andalusia has ever beaten UMS-Wright. Do you know a lot about that first meeting?
Yeah, actually, you're right. That was the first time UMS won the first 13 games in the series, but Andalusia won that overtime game to go 13-1. So these are two well-matched teams. I mean, that game, like I said, went to overtime. UMS did not score in their overtime period, although they had 2 touchdowns called back by penalty. And obviously Andalusia did score and win the game. Interesting for UMS, I mean, their key guy, you know, they always have a great running back, and we weren't sure who that was going to be this year. It's turned out to be a sophomore who's only he's generously estimated at 5'5". He's probably more like 5'4" at best. But he had 136 yards. His name's Simon Smith. 136 yards on 18 carries in that first game, and he's now up to 1,761 yards and 16 touchdowns for the season. So those are the key guys you're looking at. Simon Smith, the tailback for UMS-Wright, Ethan Wilson, the quarterback for Andalusia. Which one of those guys has the better day? I think that'll tell the story of this game.
You know, when I mentioned Andalusia, their defense has been playing a lot better since that opening game where they gave up 56. But UMS-Wright, the most points they've given up all year long is the 27-2 Andalusia in overtime. So their defense has it clicking right now as well.
Yeah, you know, Russ Myers is kind of the leader there. He's a senior. They had four experienced guys really back on this team. He's got 167 tackles and 2 interceptions. Will Breland is the other middle linebacker. Those guys kind of, you know, control things and direct things as most middle linebackers do in a defense. But I actually talked to Terry Curtis this week, the head coach at UMS-Wright, and he told me that since that first game against Andalusia, he thought Andalusia was able to expose some things on the defensive side of the ball for UMS. And UMS, since that game, has swapped about 5 different players around. I mean, most of them are the same guys, but now they're out playing a few different positions. So they think that'll help them in this game. And, you know, I just wonder if UMS's experience overall will help them. I mean, this is a team, Terry Curtis has been there 19 years. I think they've been in at least the quarterfinals 17 times and won 5 state titles. So, you know, a lot of people when they see UMS-Wright coming just think we're going to lose. So we'll see how it goes. This should be a good matchup, and Andalusia obviously knows they can win because they've already done it once this year.
Well, any prediction for the Saxe-Fayette County game, who will face the winner of this Andalusia-UMS-Wright contest?
Well, you know, shockingly, we did our picks at the beginning of the playoffs who would make the Super 7, and I picked Fayette County back then. So I'm going to stick with them. I know Saxe is 13-0. I don't really know a lot about both those teams, but I just know the tradition of Fayette County. They're one of those teams that, like UMS, always seems to be around. So I'm going to pick Fayette County in that game just because I picked them to begin with. So I think they'll get it done. And And I think probably UMS gets it done at Andalusia, just because of that tradition. And I think they've got a great coaching staff. I think it'll be a great game. And that's either one of those teams will be a great 4A final, I think.
There were a lot of shocking upsets last week, but was the most shocking upset to you Maplesville's loss?
Yes. Although I picked that game. I picked Sweetwater to beat them. I just thought, I thought Sweetwater was underrated, and maybe it's just, it was just time for Maplesville to go down. Sweetwater played a great game under Pat Thompson, and I think they'll have a chance this week to get to the Super 7. I also was surprised by McGill, too, in beating Central Phoenix City in the 7A semifinals for the third year in a row. They go up to Central Phoenix City and win. And McGill's undefeated, so you might say, well, how could that be a surprise? They haven't lost a game. But this is a team that lost 19 seniors and their head coach from the team that played last year in the 7A championship against Hoover, including really all their stars. They had a bunch of guys go on to play college football. Their quarterback, Bubba Thompson, was the first-round draft choice in baseball. So they lost a lot of star power, and I really thought this was Central Phoenix City's year to get it done. But McGill, they seem to have just something in their heads about McGill. McGill goes up there and blocks the extra point in overtime, and they win again. So just a great coaching job by Ernest Hill at McGill to get them back to the finals.
No doubt about it. And Ben, look forward to another great weekend of high school football. Thank you so much for being with us today, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Okay, thanks for having me.
That was Ben Thomas from AL.com. We appreciate his time, and we'll be back in just a minute with more of Inside the AHSAA.
Team is not something you do alone. Team is plural. Team is arms, legs, blood, sweat, and soul. A lot goes into team. But what we take away stays with us forever.
What value would you gain working with Lee Marketing Group? With 4 divisions under one umbrella, Sign Source, Lee Apparel, R&B Media, and LMG Baker Advertising Agency, Lee Marketing Group offers a comprehensive approach. From logo design and branding to ad placement and everything in between, LMG can handle it all. For ease of time, cutting-edge, results-driven marketing campaigns, think LMG. Lee Marketing Group, your comprehensive marketing solution.
More heart.
More drive. More will.
More guts.
More sweat.
More dedication.
More practice. More control.
More clutch.
More hard work.
More fun.
More family.
More love.
More basketball.
Baseball.
College tennis.
More every day.
More everything. More
to come.
More Wilson.
There is a strength inside you, unknown and imperfect, waiting. And when you think you have nothing left to give, when each obstacle in your path is more formidable than the last, that's when you'll find it. And with that strength, your greatness will have no limits.
Take a knee. Let's go over this again. Who starts off with a real Coke taste?
Coca-Cola!
And then Coca-Cola pitches the real Coke taste to who?
Coca-Cola!
How is Coca-Cola going to give real Coke taste to itself? Take a lap, genius! Coca-Cola takes a snap and then pitches the real Coke taste to Coke Zero running up on the right. You got it?
Yeah!
At that point, we fake punt the real Coke taste. Who fakes the punt?
Coke Zero!
Take a lap! Coke Zero! Real Coke taste!
0 calorie!
Where there's action, there's Encore. Professional. Responsive. Dedicated. Encore Rehabilitation.
there is a strength inside you, unknown and imperfect, waiting. And when you think you have nothing left to give, when each obstacle in your path is more formidable than the last, that's when you'll find it. And with that strength, your greatness will have no limits.
We are Russell Medical, and this is our corner of the world, where families discover nurses and doctors as excellent as any in the state, and the embrace of world-class care is as close to home as a trip to the grocery store, where the continuity of care isn't lost in exhausting miles of road, but just down the street. We are Russell Medical, and this is our corner of the world.
Welcome back to Inside the AHSAA. Thank you so much for being with us for another segment. I want to welcome in now Brent Jones from WFFN. How are you doing today, Brent?
I'm doing great.
Thank you for being with us today, and you've got a great one coming up. I mean, this Wetumpka versus Hillcrest-Tuscaloosa game, that's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, it's going to be a blast. You know, going back to the first game of the season, I talked to you guys right after Hillcrest was shut out, didn't even get a first down against Oxford, lost 21-0, and they came into the season ranked number 2. And everybody was thinking, maybe Hillcrest was ranked a little bit high heading into the season, you know, resting on the laurels of last year. And that's probably true, but I had a gut feeling that this team was a lot better than that team that lost that night. And they have just progressively gotten so much better throughout the season, and they're proving to be one of the best teams in the state right now.
I think you're absolutely right, and both of these teams are just so much fun to watch. This Wetumpka squad averaging, I think, 43 points a game, so very explosive. Who are you looking forward to seeing most on the field come Friday night?
Do you mean from a Hillcrest perspective?
From either perspective.
Well, I'm looking forward to, well, you know, that's an interesting question that you asked, because Hillcrest all year long has not been a team that's depended on any one or two guys all year long. It's been different players each week who have been really pulling them through. But I'll tell you something to look out for. Number 16, Kagan Campbell, he'll sign with the D1 school next year. He's a defensive back, and he is a punt returner extraordinaire. And these past 2 weeks in the playoffs, his punt returns have really made the difference in the games. And in the game at Saraland, he set up the winning touchdown with a minute and a half left with about a 40-yard punt, no, a kickoff return, with a kickoff return that night. And then he had a 45-yarder for a touchdown on a punt return last Friday night. He also had another one of about 30 yards or so down to the 14-yard line that set up another TD. So if Wetumpka's smart, they'll keep the ball away from him.
No, I think you're absolutely right about that. And you know, this Hillcrest-Tuscaloosa team, they lose Brian Robinson. He commits and signs with Alabama, and I thought they may take a bit of a dip, but it hadn't been that way at all, has it?
Well, it was at the beginning of the season. But I tell you, Sam Adams and his coaching staff are such a good group of coaches. They really bring the team along, and if you watched every game, as I did, you could really see them growing in confidence and understanding their roles. And these were players who weren't young players. They were just players that hadn't really had their chance to play yet, because so many good players had been before them and had just graduated. And it just took some time for them to understand their roles, to kind of get into the groove and get into the speed of the game and really get comfortable. But once they did, they really took off.
Meanwhile, on the other side, you may not be as familiar with this game, but I just wonder if you can put anything out there for us on this Clay Chalkville versus Pinson Valley game. That one is certainly going to be a lot of fun too, and should it be whoever wins both these games, I think there's going to be a lot of offense in Tuscaloosa in about a week and a half.
Probably so. Well, you know, as far as Pinson Valley goes, I know that Bo Nix, Patrick Nix's son, has just been off the charts with his passing and his offensive production. So that's the thing that everybody's looking for from them. Clay Chalkville, I think, has been kind of playing under the radar a little bit, but they've really come on strong here in the latter part of the season. But, yeah, you know, that's one thing about Hillcrest that I feel good about. I mean, Hillcrest has given up some points to some good teams this year, like Thompson, like Saraland. But Hillcrest's strength is really their defense. Jaquez Jones, the linebacker, who's an Ole Miss commit, he is all over the field. He is so motivated. Already mentioned Kagan Campbell and what a great linebacker he is, and so many other role players who just really step forward. And not a big defense, but they're fast, they're smart, they're well coached, and they just know what to do.
How big a deal would it be for Hillcrest-Tuscaloosa to get to play right there in Bryant-Denny Stadium should they win?
Hey, you know, that's like a home game for us, right? Actually, it's about maybe 10 minutes away from the campus of Hillcrest High School, and you know that the Hillcrest community and other schools from the area and their fans would come out and support Hillcrest. So Hillcrest would definitely have the home field advantage there.
Well, thank you so much for being with us tonight, Brent. We really do appreciate it and look forward to seeing you maybe in Tuscaloosa in about a week. And it's going to be a lot of fun no matter what happens. Best of luck to Hillcrest.
Well, I hope it happens. It's been a great season. You know, this is the first time that Hillcrest has gone this far since the school was only 4 years old in 1985. So it's been 32 years since Hillcrest has made it to the semis.
I know everybody's got to be very, very excited. Really quickly, is there going to be a huge contingent traveling to Wetumpka, you think?
Oh, absolutely. We filled the stands, the visiting stands, when we went to Saraland a couple of weeks ago, and that's a 4-hour drive. Wetumpka is only a couple hours. I know that the school has hired several charter buses, and kids are being allowed to go and ride those buses, and yeah, it'll be packed on the visitor side.
All right, buddy. Again, best of luck, and I hope you guys come out of there injury-free, and maybe you can bring home a win, okay?
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brent. That was Brent Jones from WFFN, of course, covering Hillcrest-Tuscaloosa, and man, what a great story they are. But, you know, they face a very, very tough, explosive foe in Wetumpka, led by Cavassier Smoke, best name in high school football, bar none. We've mentioned that several times, but he's also really, really quick and good. So that game is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to take a break with Inside the AHSAA. Be back in just a minute.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization, wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat, full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma, all with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com, 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
No, wrong! Bring it in, guys! Take a knee! Let's go over this again. Who starts off with a real Coke taste?
Coca-Cola!
And then Coca-Cola pitches the real Coke taste to who?
Coca-Cola!
How is Coca-Cola going to give a real Coke taste to itself? Take a lap, genius! Coca-Cola takes the snap and then pitches the real Coke taste to Coke Zero running up on the right. You got it?
Yeah!
At that point, we fake punt the real Coke taste. Who fakes the punt?
Coke Zero!
Take a lap! Coke Zero! Real Coke taste!
0 calories!
June will mark 10 years of providing quality t-shirts, athletic uniforms, and promotional products for Lee Apparel. Our success is due in large part to the customers we serve in the Lake Martin community and the great state of Alabama. Our hopes are for many more years of success and growth. Contact Lee Apparel today at 256-825-0197 or on the web at leeapparel.com.
What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
Where there's action, there's Encore. Professional. Responsive. Dedicated. Encore Rehabilitation.
Team is not something you do alone. Team is plural. Team is arms, legs, blood, sweat, and soul. A lot goes into team. But what we take away stays with us forever.
Hunter Price is Coosa County's Alpha Insurance agent and has the knowledge to help you with all your auto, home, and life insurance needs. With Hunter and Alpha Insurance, you have a team of professionals to access your needs, save money, and give you the personal one-on-one service in your time of need. Visit our main branch in downtown Rockford or call us at 256-377-4955 for all your insurance needs.
Call Alpha.
What value would you gain working with Lee Marketing Group? With 4 divisions under one umbrella, Sign Source, Lee Apparel, R&B Media, and LMG Baker Advertising Agency, Lee Marketing Group offers a comprehensive approach. From logo design and branding to ad placement and everything in between, LMG can handle it all. For ease of time, cutting edge, results-driven marketing campaigns, think LMG. Lee Marketing Group, your comprehensive marketing solution.
So that's going to do it for Inside the AHSAA. As always, thank you so much for being with us today. We really do appreciate it. Be sure to catch us next week when we'll be talking about the state championship games coming up. Can't wait to get over to Tuscaloosa. Of course, one of them is already set in 7A. The rest of them will be set by this time this Saturday morning. So we will see you then. Talk to you later.